Although the history of the United States as an independent nation began with the signing of the Declaration of Independence in 1776, its roots can be traced back over 20 years earlier to the 7 Years' War. This war, fought between Britain and France, had profound effects on both North America and Europe. The 7 Years' War began in 1756 and was a global conflict involving many of the great powers of the time, including Britain, France, Austria, Russia, and Prussia. The main contenders were Britain and France, fighting for control over colonies and trade routes in North America, Europe, and Asia. The war spanned multiple continents, with battles fought in Europe, India, and North America. By the end of the war, France had been defeated, and the British Empire controlled much of the eastern half of the North American continent. This victory solidified Britain's position as the world's most powerful naval and trading nation. However, this victory came at a great cost. Britain incurred a staggering debt of £133 million, which posed a significant financial burden on the burgeoning empire. To address this problem, the British Parliament had to implement severe fiscal measures. One of the major targets for budget cuts was the Royal Navy, which had played a crucial role in Britain's victory. The Navy's budget was slashed from £7 million during the war to just £2.8 million afterward. These financial measures only reduced a portion of the debt, leaving British citizens to bear the brunt of the economic burden. As the embers of the 7 Years' War began to die out, Britain had little time to recuperate. Discontented Native American tribes in the Great Lakes region took up arms against British rule, sparking a new conflict. In response, the British government issued the Proclamation of 1763, which forbade American colonists from settling west of the Appalachian Mountains, except for licensed fur traders. The British strengthened their military presence in North America to maintain control, but this move only intensified colonial resentment. King George III faced immense financial pressure and needed to find ways to alleviate the debt. To do so, the British government implemented a series of tax measures on the American colonists, including the Sugar Act of 1764 and the Stamp Act of 1765. These measures sparked strong resistance among the American colonists, who felt their rights were being infringed upon, especially since they had no representation in the British Parliament. This led to widespread protests and boycotts within the colonies. Although the Stamp Act was repealed due to colonial opposition, the British Parliament soon passed the Declaratory Act, asserting its right to legislate for the American colonies in all cases whatsoever. Parliament also imposed taxes on imported goods such as tea and glass, further aggravating the colonists. In response, the colonists organized boycotts of British goods and popularized the slogan, "No taxation without representation," demanding a voice in Parliament. On March 5, 1770, tensions culminated in the infamous Boston Massacre. 400 Boston residents harassed and attacked 8 British soldiers, who opened fire in self-defense, killing 5 and wounding 6. This incident further inflamed colonial anger and became a rallying point for resistance against British rule. On April 19, 1775, the first military engagements of the American Revolutionary War occurred at Lexington and Concord. British troops clashed with colonial militia, marking the outbreak of armed conflict between Britain and its American colonies. News of the battles spread quickly, mobilizing more colonists to join the fight for independence. In March 1776, General George Washington achieved a significant victory at the Battle of Dorchester Heights, forcing the British to evacuate Boston. This victory bolstered the morale of the American forces and laid a strong foundation for the subsequent fight for independence. In 1778, France formally entered the war on the side of the American colonists, posing a significant threat to Britain. The decisive Battle of Yorktown in 1781 saw French and American forces surround and besiege the British Army, leading to their eventual surrender. This marked a turning point in the war and signaled the impending end of British rule in the colonies. The Treaty of Paris was signed in 1783, formally ending the American War of Independence. Under the treaty, the United States gained control of territory east of the Mississippi River and important fishing rights off the coast of Newfoundland. Britain returned Florida to Spain and withdrew the last of its troops from New York City. These events marked the birth of the United States as an independent nation, but tensions between Britain and the new republic persisted. It took decades of turmoil and occasional conflicts, such as the War of 1812, for the two nations to establish a stable and enduring alliance. This historical journey not only highlights the struggle for American independence, but also underscores the challenges faced by Britain in maintaining its empire.